Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of Farming Blind with Duck here on this blustery summer day in Middle Tennessee. Sorry everybody, it's been a good long while since I've actually put out a video. It's just been crazy busy this summer with the hayfield, dodging all the rain showers and just trying to get things caught up, which I'm still trying to do. It's been unsuccessful. But I want to take this opportunity to kind of go through a process that I have to do periodically with my square baler here, this John Deere 328. I usually try to have to grease about every 800 to 1,000 bales if it's where I can, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. So I'm taking this opportunity while we're on a little bit of a downtime between hay cuttings to do my service work and my lubrication. Of course, being visually impaired has its challenges. I mean, sometimes greasing a baler can be difficult enough even for somebody that's well-sighted, trying to find the grease fittings and locating them, getting the grease gun in the right position to grease everything. But for me, of course, with the vision loss and unable to see certain things, a lot of times I use basically, sound and feel. I can listen to the grease gun, which I have here, which is been a very handy tool for me, this electric grease gun that I got from DeWalt a good while back. And with this, I can basically handle it by myself. Now I do use my friend Mighty Mike periodically if he's with me. A lot of times he'll work the gun and I'll put the nozzle on the alamite or grease fitting, grease zert. We call them alamites around here. I'm sure people call them grease zerts, grease fittings, but I just want to walk you around and kind of give you an idea how I go about doing things while being visually impaired. Luckily, I've done this enough times that I kind of know in my head where all the grease fittings are. It just takes a while to map out the machinery, and a lot of times just your typical common sense. Where moving parts is, there's a chance there's going to be an alamite or a grease fitting. So I come around here, and this is usually where I start. I've got my auger that just right in here. And like I said, I'm not even having to look. I know there's a grease fitting. I've turned the auger enough to where there's one at, and I feel for it, and I can feel when it notches in on the grease fitting, so I know I've got a good connection. I'll hit it a few times, put a little grease in there. That's actually an additional grease fitting that I put. This baler has a wood, what they call a wood boxing, wood bushing, whatever you want to call it, that rides. But unfortunately, after a period of time, it'll start what they call growling on the shaft. So what I did was I actually drilled a hole, went all the way through the auger, through the wood boxing, and making a cavity, so to speak, and then I tapped this in and put a grease fitting. Now I can run grease in there and go all the way down to the shaft, and that alleviates the growl point. I'll come around right here. I've got this wheel. There again, I know about where it is. I'll feel around and until I get it to notch in. I have to find where the actual point is, and sometimes it works better than others. Let's see here, get in there. Well, it's gonna give me a fit today. Oh, never mind. I'm in the wrong spot. That's why it wasn't doing right. Turn the wheel. There it went. And a lot of times it don't take much grease to do what we got to do. We'll move around the baler. And there again, like I said, a lot of times I know where the fitting is. And a practice I like to do, which my dad taught me this years ago, is these grease fittings will accumulate dust. So I try to wipe them off and keep the dust out, because if you don't, the grease on top will get forced into the fitting. Again, I'm not even looking at it. I feel it notch in. Pop it in there. We're good. I'll wipe it off again. And I'll continue around the machine. One of the most difficult things for me to do it myself is actually the bell knotting system. Michael, if you don't mind, if you'll step around here over to that other side, and I'll kind of demonstrate how I do this. There's a couple of grease fittings down in here that's extremely, well, you can't even see them, honestly. Well, I say that loosely, meaning They're just difficult to see. And I have to do all that pretty much by feel. I'll reach down in here. I feel the grease fitting. It's pretty much straight down right there, which my grease fitting gets turned every so often. I'll run the hose down in here, kind of feel my way around. Again, a good thing about being visually impaired, you can learn how to do things without looking at it. I have to reach in here, find it, which can be troublesome. There we go. Find it down in here. I'm sure you guys probably won't be able to see it on video, but down in there again. Boom. I found it. Felt it dog it in. Give it just a little bit of grease. A good thing about a knotter assembly, it don't take a lot of grease. This other one, I'll grab in here. It has a little different location. It's a little easier to find. I got my right hand in there. I feel it. I feel where the hose is. Bam, right on the grease fit and Alamite. A little bit of grease. Now the rest of them, I'll run down through here. Again, I've learned kind of where the fittings are. Right there's one, and there's one. And I'll go in here and wipe all the grease off of them as I go down through here. Get there. There. Right in there. And let's see, I should have one more right there. And again, I'll go through here. Again, like I said, I'm not even looking at the Alamite. I feel it with my right hand. Put the hose on. There it is. The good thing about the electronic gun or the electric gun, I can just feel of it. And I can do most of it one-handed. Okay, there was, let's see, that fitting there. I'm going to come down the line around the knotter. And I feel, there's the other one down in this pocket. I'm going to pop a little grease in it. And with a knotter system, it don't take a lot of grease at all. So I just kind of work my way around. There's that one. I got that one. I'm going right there. There's this one. I feel it. And a lot of times I know it's a grease fitting and not a bolt because there's no threads. And like I said, I got that one. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to get this one in here. I'm going to come around. I'm going to keep feeling. Like I said, a lot of times I'm not even looking. I'm just feeling my way around. And that pretty much has the knotter system done. The needles, again, I'm watching the camera. I'm not even looking at it. I feel it with my left hand. Guide it in. Boom, like that right there. And I've got a series of other grease fittings around, just in the drive line I'll do, as well as a few others. But I just want to take this opportunity to do a short little video kind of describing how I use my sense of feel and sound to know what I'm doing and how I do it, because I'm not actually looking at it. And for lack of better words, even if I was looking at it, I can't see it. So anyway, that's how I go about greasing my Baylor. That's pretty much how I grease everything by feel. So we're waiting around on some rainstorms to move here on this Friday evening. I guess, I don't even know what the date is now. My days all run together. So that's another edition of Farming Blind with Duck. Hope you got a little something out of it. And if you got any more information or you want to know more, just reach out and give me a shout. You guys have a great day.